What are Google My Maps? How do I create one? And what can I do with it? Unfortunately, Google My Maps is not one of the apps that is easily accessible, either on your homepage or in the Google Suite. Unfortunately, even if you scroll all the way to the bottom where all of the Google tools are, Google Apps, My Maps does not show up. Maps does, but not My Maps. So what we're going to need to do is actually just type in My Maps right into the search engine and click on the top options that pop up. And this is what you'll be looking at since you'll be signed in, but you won't have any maps created yet. So you're going to click on Create a New Map. I'm going to create an example map for you, and mine will be about the Enlightenment. So to create a title for your map, you're going to click on where it says Untitled Map in the top left, and it will allow you to title it, The Enlightenment. If you want, you can add a description. Places we'll study. And now you can also see that the three vertical dots there, that is options. You can create a new map, copy this, move trash to the default, all sorts of things. Embed on site, which we may eventually want to do. But for now, we're going to drop down to here. We will add layers. I'll show you how to do that in a second and explain what the layers are. We're not going to share this just yet, but a preview, that eyeball, that will come in handy in a moment as well. Our first layer is going to be section 1, which is the scientific revolution. So you click on the three vertical dots there to click on options, and you can now rename your layer. I'll rename mine Scientific Revolution. Now in the Scientific Revolution, we're going to go to a few places. We'll go to Copenhagen. So let's add that to our map. We'll go to Rome. So let's add that to our map. We'll go to London. So let's add that to our map. So what you see me doing here is at the bottom of each of these places that we go to, it says add to map with a little plus sign. And then you see them adding up over here on the sides. We'll go to Warsaw. Add that to the map. So that's our scientific revolution, because what we're going to see, as we'll talk about, and it's not necessarily that we'll go to Warsaw, but we're going to talk about Copernicus, who is Polish. We'll talk about Tycho Brahe, who is Danish. We'll talk about Isaac Newton, who is British, and Galileo, who's Italian. Next, let's add a layer for section 2. So you're going to come to this button that says Add Layer. Go ahead and click on that, and a new layer pops up. Let's title this one Enlightenment Thinkers. What have I done? Enlightenment Thinker. All right. Title this one Enlightenment Thinkers. Now, a lot of our Enlightenment thinkers are French. So we're going to spend a lot of time in Paris. So let's add that. What did I just type in? Paris. So let's add that to our second layer. See it pop up. We're also going to go to Marseille in France. So let's add that to our map. We'll be back in London with John Locke and Thomas Hobbes. So let's add that to our map. We'll also be back in Rome with Cesare Beccaria. So let's go there and add that to our map. Now let's just do a quick preview so you can take a look at what these layers mean. So come up to the eyeball and hit preview. On the left-hand side here, you see the scientific revolution layer is checked, and also the enlightenment thinker layer is checked. So here are all the places, zoom out a tad, that we have added. Now if I uncheck the scientific revolution, you're going to see some of those disappear. That layer is no longer there. If I uncheck enlightenment thinkers, some of those will go away. If I uncheck both, nothing's there. So this is right now what those layers do. It allows you to lay one thing over another, show them all at the same time, or show one at a time. So let's go back to editing. Now what we can do is you hover over on your left panel here, Copenhagen for instance. Click on the paint can. This allows you to do some editing and change the color of that icon. So let's make all scientific revolution things green, okay? And then you can also see some different icons you can use as opposed to just the drop button. Let's do the question marks. We're always questioning. So all scientific revolution will be green and question marks. Also then check on more icons, a whole list of things you can do. Maybe I can find one that's a beaker. Well, you can check that out later. For right now, we'll just do this. So good, we'll X out of there. We'll do the same thing for Rome. We'll make it green and a question mark. In London, green and a question mark. In Warsaw, green and a question mark. Let's now go back and check out our different layers now. Now you can see different things here. It looks different. So our layers are different. Our layers allow us to customize these things. Back to edit. Something else that I am able to do here is when I click in a particular place, here I am in Copenhagen, I can edit these things here, my color and my icon. I can also edit what's in here, the name. Then I can even add a description. Tycho Brahe was from Denmark. And then I can even add a photo or a video. So let's do a Google image search for Tycho Brahe. Let's add him in there. We'll save that. We can do driving directions to a place or then delete it. But those are the options that we have. We can even remove these Google details. So it just looks like this. So now again, let's go back to our preview. Take a look at what we're seeing. So now as you go through this map and you say, okay, where are we going? Let's go to Copenhagen. Oh, well, there's a picture of Tycho Brahe. And then we can do the same thing for places like Rome. Let's go to Rome. Now I can't edit any of this now because I'm in my view. So let's go back to edit. I can now come down to Rome. I can add a photo because this is for an image because this is where Galileo was put on trial. Now add that image. I'll remove the Google details and say Galileo on trial. I think I accidentally deleted that image. Go to London. I can say Newton and Apple. Then I can go to Warsaw, and we can add a giant-chinned Copernicus. Let's go back to our preview. And now we can move on through, go Rome, London, Warsaw. So what this does is it allows your viewers to go through a map to different areas, maybe see a video of something, that kind of stuff. You're allowed to add layers, do all those kinds of things. Now, the other thing that you may want to do is measure out distances, how far certain areas were from others. That's how you use and build a MyMap using Google My Maps.